Good morning. Happy Monday. Today is May 11th, and we're here. I'm here a little later, but it's fine. I had to get in the shower, so I have wet hair. Look at my roots are growing out. I need to get my hair did. We got some long hair, long wet hair. I got that ombre look. When ombre comes in because you can't go to the hairdresser because you're still in quarantine. It's great. It's where we're at, people. That's what's happening. So today is Monday the 11th, and I'm going to do another video on YouTube this week. Things you need to know before you step out of the house. So I'm going to do that. We're not going to talk about it today. I'm going to do another video this week, so be on the lookout for another video. So I kind of sat here and I'm like, what the hell are we going to talk about today? I'm like, it's another day. Where are we at? We got 3 planets going retrograde this week. Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter. I feel astrology. I don't study astrology. So if something pops up about that, we'll channel that. But I did decide to pull a card. So I pulled it from the Sacred Rebel deck. That's what we got here. The card we pulled today. Hello, Drew. Hey, everybody, for clicking on. Thanks, and share this out. Thank you, Drew. Yep, I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. And the card we pulled this week was Every Journey Starts with a Single Step. I like this. I pulled this card actually for myself about 2 weeks ago. So we're going to see where this message takes us today. I have a sip of water before we get into it. What I like about this is some people are, I think there's a few states maybe going back and have been back for a little bit, but I think everybody is still kind of in lockdown. We are here in Kansas, so, but there's been a lot of time to reflect, a lot of time to unload your baggage, right? Emotionally, physically, mentally. That's what you've been doing. I hope you've used this time to do that. And I love this because it looks like she is packing a bag and following her heart and leading her in the right direction. There's things that maybe you have noticed during this quarantine that you realized that are no longer good for you. You may realize that there's things that are no longer working for you. Good for you, working for you, in your favor, keeping you down, keeping you in a low vibe, keeping the pattern of negative emotions, negative feelings, negative thoughts. And then maybe you realize that it's time to unpack and load those. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a person. And I don't know, Drew, you're going to have to tell me. Is it you? And maybe you're realizing that it's time to step in a new direction, in a new journey. I encourage you guys to follow your guidance, follow your heart, follow what you've been getting. There may be, the astrology aspect is helping you in that favor on starting a new journey, taking the first steps. Awareness of what may be standing in your way is the first step. Well, happy birthday, Drew. Everybody give Drew a shout out. He's been a follower for mine for a while, and he's always very kindly sharing and saying positive thoughts. You guys, everybody wish Drew a happy birthday. So it might be important to really look at what is working and what's not. We have, like I said, Saturn, not Neptune, Venus, and Jupiter going retrograde. And some of those are really big aspects that are big planets, and they affect our life. And they may come up as lessons that when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you do something about it. Whoa, throwing cards at you. And you may realize that you need to take a first step and move on. So if you have the calling in your heart that it's time to move on, but you're frozen in your action, Saturn may push you along. Jupiter may push you along to say, a lesson may show up to say, are you done yet? Are you ready to move on? Mind, eyes wide open. We're coming in this new time with full awareness of what our heart wants, full awareness on what our divine soul experience and destiny is, our soul purpose here. This is what's happening. We have this opportunity to figure it out. Take this time and say, have enough courage to say, I'm going to take a step. One small step. Servant says, how do I do that? How do I do that? I like to write it as a list on, let's do it like that. I like that. Hold on. What's working and what's not. So write it on both sides here. Write down a list and say, this is what's working in my life. Where do I feel resistance? Where do I feel stuck? And then I said this, I talked to one of my students about this. And then you go on and go, what's working, what's not. And then when you have the resistance, ask yourself why you feel the fear. What is resisting? What is the resistance that's making you move forward or not allowing you to move forward? Look at the resistance. Figure out where the fear is coming from and step inside that. You can never face your fears unless you know where they're coming from. You have to be able to say, okay, I'm going to look at my fears. I'm going to be objective about all areas that this is coming at me and why I feel like I can't and I'm frozen and I can't move forward because I'm stuck in fear. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go through the rabbit hole on why I feel fear of this situation. And then you're going to find the root cause. And then I want you to ask yourself, do I still feel the same anxiety and fear about that when I traced it all the way back down to wherever it started? Am I still feeling that way? You can ask yourself, okay, I've learned so much since then. I've grown tremendously. And I don't know if I align to those fears anymore. I think I'm just carrying them around. And I think I want to let it go. I want to try a new experience. So many people want to try and want new things. Say that again. They want new experiences. They want to explore, but they're not willing to step outside of themselves to experience it. And Spirit is saying it starts with a single step. It's time to start making that move, making the shift. So I encourage you to write a list this week and keep it out, because if one of these planets go retrograde, bring you a lesson, go back to your list and say, wow, that's on my list. I had a feeling it was going to come up, and it is. Spirit is showing it to you for a reason. It keeps shining its ugly head at you for a reason. So it's time to ask yourself, how can I transform my life? What is the first step I can make to bring ultimate joy and happiness? I know, I think Spirit's like, we need to noodle on that. So many people want a change, but they don't want to take any action towards it. They expect it just to fall in their lap. You have to take action to making things how your mind, how you want your world to appear here. You have to make action towards it out here. What is your first step? What is your first step? Okay, because the ball begins to roll. So the snowball effects when you take the first step, because you're acknowledging that you trust Spirit and you trust yourself. You're saying, I know that there's something better, and I'm trusting that if I take this small step, that I'm going to be supported, and you're going to show me the way. The doors are going to open, and I'm going to begin to follow that lead. Trust yourself and trust Spirit. Anything else that we need to bring up? Anything else? I think this is a good one. Write down your list, you guys. What's working and what's not. What is and what isn't. I'll be back this week on what you need to know before you step out of the house. And it's for all the empaths out there. So definitely tune into that one. And you guys have a fabulous week until I see you soon. Love you. Bye.